All right, are we live?
Yes, we are.
Hi, everybody. It's Pat Flannery from Fenestration Review Magazine, welcoming you to the big supplier showcase on at the Fenestration Canada Summer Conference. It's something new for us, so we'll apologize in advance for any wobbles and weirdness that occurs. I've got, of course, with us here today is Stefan Labelle from Fenestration Canada. Say hi, Stefan.
Hey, Pat.
There he is. And we're going to have a couple of great presentations today from Joe Altieri of FLEXSCREEN and Charles Brisebois from Novatech. First of all, quick shout out to the sponsors. Thank you to ScreenCo and Quanex for sponsoring us today. This whole event has been, they're our gold supporters for this event. And with that, I want to turn it over and say hi to Joe Altieri. He is the owner and president of FLEXSCREEN. He's the star of stage and film, as many of you will know, from his big appearance on Shark Tank, which I don't know how much we're going to hear about. But Joe, how are you doing today?
Good. And I'm going to keep the Shark Tank talk down to a minimum.
Okay.
Just go watch it. Just go watch it.
Just go watch it. All right, Joe. Listen, I hear you've got an awesome presentation for us, and it's we're short on time, so I'll let you get right into it.
Perfect. Sounds good. Well, thank you guys so much for allowing me to be a part of this. And I'm so excited for these virtual presentations. It's a great way to get the word out about amazing products all across Canada. And we've been doing these in the States with some of our customers as well. So thank you guys for giving me some time. Just real quick, I want to give you a real brief history of who I am, because that might help you guys to understand why FLEXSCREEN exists. So I've been in the window industry for about 20 years. And for most of that time, I was an independent sales rep selling pieces and parts to window manufacturers. So things like silicone and hardware and spacer, things like that. I would just go into the window manufacturers and sell those things. My biggest thing, though, the item that I sold the most was window screens. So in the States and very rapidly in Canada as well, most companies, window manufacturers, don't make their own screens anymore. They're produced by large window screen companies. I was an independent rep for one of the largest in the US. And as being a frontline sales guy, my job was to go in and convince somebody to outsource their screen production. So I would say, what you make today, as far as your window screens go, I will make tomorrow. Your customers won't know a difference, and I'm going to show you that I can save you money while doing that. I was really, really good at my job. I converted a lot of companies over and really grew that business. But things like scratching screens, denting screens, things like this were part of my everyday life. So some of my customers, we were actually supplying them 24 hours a day. Every couple hours, a truck of screens would go to a customer, and if they were damaged, if there was a problem with them, I would either get the phone call at 2 o'clock in the morning saying, "Hey, you need to make these screens, remake them because they're all damaged, and we have windows waiting for those screens." So about 8 years ago, I started messing around in my garage, just trying to come up with a screen that wouldn't get damaged as easy as painted aluminum does. And so I took me about 2 years. I came out of my garage with what I call my bubblegum and duct tape prototype, things that I could buy at Lowe's and Home Depot. And I showed it off to some people in the industry, and they went absolutely crazy for it. They said two things. Number one, get it patented, because this industry, nothing has changed in the window screen industry. Nothing of substance has changed in the window screen industry for over 100 years. As a matter of fact, if you look at the screens that are mainly produced by almost everybody, that they were actually patented in 1907, over 100 years ago. A metal window screen with a rubber spline was invented. So there's nothing else on a window that has 100-year-old technology that we're still using. The second thing they said was, if you build it, we will come. So we started up our first manufacturing location in Pittsburgh, and we have been off to the races since then. So that's a brief history of why FLEXSCREEN exists. So thank you guys so much for listening to that, and let's get started on the presentation.
Sometimes the simplest ideas are the best, solving everyday problems that have previously been ignored. Most of us would love more fresh air in our homes. But traditional window screens decrease our view of the outside world and make our windows look unattractive. They're hard to install and damage easily. FLEXSCREEN was designed to remove these frustrations and make things so much easier. First, they're tough. Flex screen won't scratch or dent like traditional screens, and they're so easy to put in and take out. And the best part? Flex screen disappears when installed, allowing a beautifully uninterrupted view of the outside. Simple, invisible. Flex screen. Enjoy the view.
So the thing that we want to talk about today is why flex screen. That's the big question. That's a big question that you as window manufacturers and window dealers want to know. So the first why is that flex screen is damage resistant. 3 to 5% of all screens that are manufactured in North America have to be repaired or replaced before the homeowner is happy. That's 1 out of 25. It's a huge financial burden for the window manufacturers, for the window dealers, for the builders, and ultimately leads to unhappy homeowners. So flex screen's remake rate is 0.02%. That's 1 out of 3,600. It is a huge, huge, huge difference. So the problem with window screens aren't the window screen suppliers. It's the fact that it's an inferior product. Let's be honest. If you have to have something like this on the screen just to get the raw materials to you safely, that's a problem with the product, not with the company. So the thing that I had set out to do to make a screen that would not get damaged, we actually accomplished 1 out of 3,600. It's amazing. If you go on our YouTube channel, you'll see us pounding screens with hammers, driving over them with the cars, throwing them off of the tops of buildings. Like, our screens just don't get hurt. So the second why of flex screen, we call it beautifully invisible. Our screen completely hides in the screen pocket. So there's no color matching. I know how popular in Canada painted windows have become, colored windows have become. It doesn't matter if it's forest green, brick red, pink panther pink, or blueberry blue. Our screen matches every single time because it hides in the screen pocket. But on top of that, on top of the fact that we don't have to worry about color matching, the fact that it hides in the screen pocket opens up a tremendous amount of view. So when the dealers are pitching windows that have flex screen on them, what they start talking about is the view that Mrs. Jones is paying for that she doesn't get. So real quick note here. This is our little 8x8 brochure. If you've been to a trade show, you've seen us. We hand these out. Has the features and benefits of our screen in here. But we had a window dealer early on. They actually made it up in 11 by 11. The reason that they did that is because if you take a regular screen, which impedes the view by 3/4 of an inch all the way around, if you do the math on a standard size window, that's over a square foot of the view that gets blocked by a regular window screen. So when they're in talk to Mrs. Jones, like, Mrs. Jones, you're not buying a window today. You're actually buying a view to the outside. Because if all you're worried about is thermal efficiency, you might as well just brick it up, because there's no window that's going to be as efficient as the wall that you go into. But you want to see the outside. You want to see your dogs running. You want to see your children playing. You want to see the sun shining. That's what you want. You want a view to the outside world. If you buy somebody else's window that doesn't have flex screen in it, this is how much of your view that's going to get blocked, that you're going to pay for, that you're not going to get. And then they take it a step further and they go, Mrs. Jones, if you were buying a new TV and you went into Best Buy and you saw that wall of TVs, and one of those TVs had this much of the view blocked, would that be a TV that you would buy? Of course you wouldn't, Mrs. Jones. You're not a superwoman. But today you're going to buy 15 windows, 15 views to the outside. That's how much view is going to get blocked. So it's a very, very, very effective sales tool in the home. So beautifully invisible is the second why of flex screen. The next, simple design. Our screens are as simple as they can possibly be to do their job. Mesh and frame. That's all a window screen has to be. So you don't have any of the P-pins where you have 6 of them that are spring-loaded and you're trying to pull them out. You don't have any of the pull tabs that, the first time you go to use them, they pull right out of this spline track. You don't have any of those plastic screen corners that turn yellow in the UV. If you think about this, you have a modern vinyl window that has painted aluminum screen on it with plastic corners. It just doesn't belong. So there's absolutely nothing that can go wrong, nothing that can fail with our screens. Simple design. The next, effortless installation. This is the big sexy point of our screen. Effortless installation. We have a quick video to show you how easy it is to take our screen in and out.
Installing FLEXSCREEN is a simple 4-step process. First, insert one corner into the top screen track. Now the second. The bottom is the third. And simply pull in the fourth, and you're done. Removing FLEXSCREEN is just as easy. Simply push in the center, grab one side with some screen cloth, now the other, compress, walk the bottom corner out, and pull down. It's that simple. FLEXSCREEN.
So just so that you guys don't think that that's some kind of crazy movie magic, I'm going to show you guys on this sample window how easy it is to take our screen in and out. Press in the center. Grab a little bit of the screen cloth when that bows in. Get your fingers behind it. Walk the corners out, one corner at a time. Pops right out. Putting it in, just as easy. One corner at a time. Pops right in. So again, I can go into more detail. We're trying to save some time and get through the whole presentation. So what is FLEXSCREEN? So this is a piece of our FLEXSCREEN frame. I hope you guys can see that there. Can you stop sharing the screen, Nicholas? There we go. So a piece of our FLEXSCREEN frame. So the inner core of our frame is high carbon oil tempered spring steel. So it's garage door spring material. It's the leaf springs on your car. Exactly the same material, just in a different form factor. So this outside coating, this black coating, is PVC. So it's vinyl, just like a vinyl window. It's an exterior grade. Very, very, very resistant to all of the elements. So if you've ever sat on a steel park bench that had that green, kind of a soft sort of coating, that's our coating. You've also seen it on dishwasher racks. So it's rated at 4,000 hour salt spray resistance. Like I said, it is an exterior grade coating. So like I said, very, very resistant to all of the elements. So one of the things that people get asked a lot is how do you attach the mesh to the frame? Well, what we do is we call it laminating, but what we're actually doing is we're welding the PVC that's on the screen mesh with the PVC that's on our frame material, and it's creating a permanent bond. So there's no adhesives that are going to outgas or break down, anything like that. It is vinyl to vinyl, just like welding a vinyl window. So how strong is the bond for FLEXSCREEN? Well, there's a requirement in some areas up in Canada. I believe it's you put 30-inch by 30-inch screen and you put a 30-pound weight in the middle of it. And that if it sits there for 1 minute without the spline pushing out, that's a good screen. We decided to go a little bit further, and so we put 100 pounds in the middle of the screen. We let it sit for 30 days. We put a webcam on it so people could log in, check it out. And when we took the weights off, we took that 100 pounds off after the 30 days, you could put that screen right into your window. Nothing at all bad had happened to that. No rips, tears, no delamination, anything like that. But we actually took it a step further. We are FLEXSCREEN. We do things differently. And so this is Brad. He is our Detroit manager, the manager of our Detroit facility. He's about 185 pounds. He's standing in the middle of a 30-inch by 30-inch screen. And you can see it's lifting him up off the ground. Please don't report us to any governing agencies. This plant was not open. We don't test normally this way, but 185 pounds standing in the middle. I'm about 200 pounds. I can stand in the middle without any problem at all. So next question, can FLEXSCREEN be repaired? Absolutely, FLEXSCREEN can be repaired. Here's a quick video showing the repair process. So that little tool, I have one here once the video is done playing. That little tool is it's actually a wood burning tool that you can buy from Hobby Lobby, or Lowe's has them, Amazon has them. This one's about $10, and we have a little custom tip that goes on the end. So this heats up, and you can put a new piece of mesh onto those frames. So very, very easy to repair. Also, we do offer a lifetime warranty, which again, I don't have time to go into that. We offer a lifetime warranty. If you want more information, get a hold of me, and we will talk to you about that. How is FLEXSCREEN shipped? Again, for window manufacturers, that's our core business, is shipping to window manufacturers. Most of our window manufacturers in the States, because of our geography, they actually get their screens in sequence on carts that the full carts come to the window manufacturers, empty carts come back to us, and we're a just-in-time supplier. Our lead times are very, very short. So again, in sequence, window number one matches up with screen number one. Every screen is labeled, showing where in the sequence they should go, et cetera, et cetera. The second way is we can actually palletize these for LTL carriers. So if you're a further distance away, we can put them on pallets. Also, some new construction people do not want their screens in the windows. So we can actually palletize a whole job's worth and send the pallet directly to the job site, where then your guys can put them in once the job is all done. The third option is we can box them. So we do literally thousands and thousands of screens every single day for homeowners. So we're simply wrapping them in cardboard and shipping them out via UPS and FedEx. We can also do that for you as a window manufacturer or window dealer. So FlexScreen manufacturing locations. We have 4 in the U.S. right now. So Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Detroit, Michigan, Vermilion, South Dakota, and Atlanta, Georgia. Our Toronto facility, which I hope that you guys are all excited about, is opening up this month. So we're going to be kind of soft launching it with a couple key customers, and then we will be really pushing that out this summer. So what does the industry think about FlexScreen? Window and Door magazine gave us a Crystal Achievement Award for most innovative window product. Not most innovative window screen, not coolest thing that blocks bugs. The most innovative product in the entire window and door industry is FlexScreen. Door and Window magazine gave us the Reader's Choice Award 3 years in a row for the Reader's Choice favorite product. If you guys are follow Mike Holmes, just a couple weeks ago, maybe a couple months ago now, we were featured on Holmes 911, which is very, very cool. I'm a big fan of all of Mike's shows that he's done, and so we were featured on there. And then, of course, we were on Shark Tank. So great experience. Fantastic. Exposure that we got. It really took us from being window famous, and because again, most people in the window and door industry knew about FlexScreen. We're kind of an industry disruptor, but it made us a homeowner brand, which is something that window components have never done before. So the fact that people are searching for our screens and searching for people's windows that have our screens on them as standard is something that has never happened before. So we have dealers that are calling us up all the time saying, who can I buy from? Because we have customers that want windows with your screen. They want the Shark Tank screen. So again, it has really propelled us up to a different level as far as a component supplier in the window and door industry. And what you're going to start seeing is things got put on hold here because of the corona. We don't want to put time, money, and effort into advertising and yelling out a message when nobody is listening. But when we get clear of the corona, you're going to start seeing advertising, traditional and digital. You're also going to see not just if you have a bad screen, replace it with FlexScreen. It's going to be don't buy a window without FlexScreen. If you buy a window without FlexScreen, it is a less than product. Why do you want 100-year-old technology on a modern window, et cetera, et cetera? So the Shark Tank exposure and our partnership with Lori Grenier and her team is going to make us just absolutely explode. And that demand hopefully translates into helping you as a window manufacturer sell more and more windows because you guys offer FlexScreen. So, all right, I did it. I am under my 20-minute mark. I am through do we have some questions that I can answer?
Joe, take a breath. Well done.
Hey, that is a lot of info.
We were talking before this started. Joe didn't know how he was going to compress it, and he did it. So well done.
Yes. Thank you. And of
awesome.
course I can do that with, at another time we can get into more depth with anybody when they can contact me. But
hey, listen,
anyway.
we got some really good questions coming in actually.
Awesome.
So you gonna read them out, Stefan?
Yeah, for sure. So Jeffrey Addison is asking, has anyone used FlexScreen in their NAFS test?
Yes. We again, without getting into specific customers and who's using it and things like that, that testing is a relationship between the window design and our screen, and we have several manufacturers that have passed that without any problem.
Okay. We have Don asking, do you have a solution for interior screens for casement, awnings, etc.?
A lot of the extruders are actually changing their window designs to work with FlexScreen. So I think Energy, Vision, I know Ray Howe, so there's Vecca. They have actually changed their casement designs. DeKunik has a new one coming out to be made for flex screen. So they're actually designed for flex screen. As far as an aftermarket goes, there are a bunch of different little pieces and parts that people have made with small parts extruders. You'd have to get in touch with me specifically to look at your design. But there are ways of incorporating us into an existing design, but a lot of the window manufacturer, the extruders are seeing the value in our product and just simply changing their designs, and the new ones are all going to be made for flex screen. So.
And we have Terry asking, even though it is hidden, does the frame come in different colors?
It does not. You can have any, well, it's the Henry Ford thing. You can have any color you want as long as it's black. So, even if like this window here is a true slope sill, so there's no, it just looks like a shadow line. I mean, you can see all the other shadow lines that are in there. We sell millions of units every year, and it's always something that comes up, but it's not a real world concern for homeowners.
Okay. We have another question, and I think after that will be pretty much time. So Laura's asking, are you looking at designing screens for sliding door systems?
Yes, actually, we've done a proof of concept, and we have just an absolutely cool sliding patio door screen that'll be coming out this year. We won't commercialize it. It won't be commercialized by the end of this year. But yeah, but it's something. It's not like a regular patio door screen like you would think. We solved a lot of problems with patio door screens with this new design, just like we did with flex screen. So it's not it's what people think of a sliding patio door screen is going to change quite a bit once we release this.
Okay.
So
Pat, to you.
All right. Yeah, I think that's all the time we have. Listen, Joe, that was great. Thanks a lot for joining us here, and best of luck. I know things have gone crazy for you since the big TV appearance, and it's too bad we had this little virus setback to slow things down again. But we'll give you some time to regroup and maybe develop your patio door screen. That'll be exciting. So we'll look forward to that, and keep those cards and letters coming regarding your opening up in Toronto. That's exciting news. So we'll be glad to hear about it. Thanks, Joe.
Well, thank you guys. Yeah, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Okay, Pat. So now we have our second presentation.
Fantastic. Charles Brisebois from Novatech. He is a marketing project officer with the mighty Novatech, makers of fine doors, patio doors, door glass, doors of all kinds. Charles, why don't you give us a little bit about yourself and Novatech, and tell us why you're with us here today.
Thanks, Patrick. Hi, everyone. So my name is Charles Brisebois, and I'm actually a graphic designer. And I came onto the Novatech marketing team to make brochures. But in making brochures, I get to know the products a lot, and I get to work with the development team a little bit, and have a little bit of a say in what goes on. So generally, the product lines that come out each year, they've become a little bit partially my baby. So I don't want to take away all the credit from the people who actually design these products, but I love that part of my job. So I've been working at Novatech for 5 years now. And today I'd like to present to you the 2020 lineup from Novatech.
Good. So yeah, you have a presentation. Here we go.
And like I said, it's my 5th year. And I find 2020, we have so many great products to show that it's by far my favorite launch so far. So I'm going to go over each product in detail, but first an overview. And as a note, I'd like to say that each new product meets building code requirements for visibility to the outside. And we also design for every type of architectural styles, so ranging from classical to contemporary. And we also work to make these products fit in both renovation products and new construction products alike. So this year we have 4 new stained glass models. We also have 4 new sandblasted finish patterns. The first one being a V-groove, which is called Emery, and the three others are new dual layered silkscreen sandblasted finish patterns that go with that are like the Azure model. We've developed that into a little bit of a series. A lot of additions to the design collection doors this year. Also, the Oso door now has its own door glass. Today I'm showing you products from 2019 because they were launched mid-year. We thought we'd show you again. And our decorative accents last year had such a huge popularity that we revamped the product, and we've developed many new models to expand that product line. Now I'll go over each one in detail. Arima is a really versatile product. It's simple. This door fits in just about everywhere, so it'll look as good on a bungalow from the 60s as it does in a more classic style home like the one you see here. And it really works best when it's in some sort of symmetrical composition. So here we've achieved that by flanking the door with light fixtures and some decorations, but on a home with symmetrical fenestration, I think it's a no-brainer. This one is a really good choice for that. The two beveled glass rectangles allow for visibility to the outside, and the pairing of glass, there's some screen glass in there, which gives it a really up-to-date look. It's not a typical choice for a classical style door glass, and satin glass, which is really rich. And this one's only available in patina caming to match black hardware that we're seeing more of, especially matte black finishes. And we're seeing black in kitchens and bathroom faucets, in shower partitions, and plenty of other details in interior design. And at Novatech, we've seen a big switch towards patina caming over the years. And so all of our new stained glass models are available mostly in patina caming. Winchester is my favorite product because it's so simple and versatile. You're going to hear me say that a lot during the presentation. And it's basically a classic version of the Edge door glass. And Edge looks great in an Orleans door in a Georgian frame. In this exact house, it would look amazing. But Winchester is richer. It fits better with the classic style. It's a more valuable looking product. We have again satin glass here. And satin glass, I find, has a better color, better look than sandblasted glass, which I think will pair better with finer details, woodwork, and finishes on a classic style home. The beveled glass border obviously provides visibility and detail. And because it's so simple, it would fit just about anywhere as well. Also available in patina caming. This next door glass, Ophir, is for customers who are looking for something a bit more unique for their home. It's got strong stone textures, which pair best with brick, with stone, with masonry. It looks a bit strange on shiplap siding, things like that. And there's small gray glass inserts that allow for visibility to the outside, but their shape is also evokes the variety of color and the shape of brick and masonry. So it's a really good fit for that kind of home. This one is both available in zinc and patina because it allows for playing with color palettes that are a bit more complex and are centered around the gray glass inserts. Ophir on the right house, Ophir is a really elegant focal point. Belmont is stained glass for today's architecture. It's minimalist, it's urban, its asymmetrical composition and simple horizontal lines mirror the shapes and volumes that we see on contemporary style houses. Three large panes of satin finished glass give it a lot of richness. It's paired with some pinhead glass for finer detail, and gray beveled glass gives it some color and visibility to the outside again. Caming this time is flat patina, which I think looks really slick and serious, and it's an amazing pairing with this kind of full plate handle like we see here, and especially well with the matte black finish. Now on to our sandblasted pattern glass. We've got Emery, which is a V-groove. It's It's inspired by nature, much like our popular Alice model, but this one's simpler. It's got fewer curves, less crossing lines, and it's more subtle, which I find makes it easier to integrate into different homes. It's a natural match for a country style home with some shiplap siding. And like most of our V-Groove models, it has all of the advantages of sandblasted glass: simplicity, privacy, diffused light, and with the added benefit of being able to see outside. And it's a little bit more interesting to look at than plain sandblasted glass. Although it's best in the classic style, we have this one in 2280 for 8-foot doors, and it looks amazing in that format. It would fit really well in a modern contemporary style home. It's a very impressive door. Next up, we have our new series of dual layered sandblasted finish glass. First up is Versum. Versum is a strong geometrical pattern with an offset. So when you're moving around, when the point of view changes, there's a lot of movement that happens, and it really attracts attention. So here in this image, we've played that up as much as possible. We've paired in the Uno door with 4 2212 lights and a richer color. It fits really well in this retro style entrance, and we've played around with patterns on the fixture at the top and the wallpaper to kind of match the shapes in the Versum glass. And it also can look toned down, serious in a contemporary style with a darker door. For example, Soho in 2248, it looks really great like that as well. Kira is a lot like Azure, but with smaller lines. It's more subtle. And it, just like Azure, it creates amazing looking patterns on the ground and on the walls with light shining through it. And Kira provides a good amount of privacy. From far away, it almost looks like a full sandblasted glass. And as you get closer, you can get a good view outside. So it's a really good product for that. And while Azure has thicker lines and is bolder, attracts more attention, Kira has the advantage in a way of kind of blending in a little bit more with the decor. I think this is a great door for both renovation and construction projects alike. Because it isn't bold or shocking, it's a really good choice for multi-residential projects to ensure privacy for residents and the visual uniformity of the project in the long run. If you go to any residential project with clear 2264 glass, after a few years, you'll see that each unit has a different blind or curtain or sticky sandblasted film cut up in a strange pattern. This kind of door glass eliminates the need for residents to dress up their doors, and the project will just look better over time. This one, our room, is the third in this series. It's and thanks to its offset intercrossing lines, it almost has perfect privacy. We can only see through where the lines intersect, where the clear lines intersect on the sandblasted surface. So from far, like Kira, it looks like a sandblasted glass with a little bit of detail. And as you get closer, you kind of appreciate the complexity of the pattern that's created with the dual layers. And like all the models in this series, it casts interesting patterns of light on the ground and on the walls. And it's a central element to the decoration of both the inside and the outside of the house, the architecture. The Oso door has been around for a while, and we decided to honor this unique door with its own door glass. So it's a simple sandblasted glass with clear lines that prolong the design on the door to create a coherent whole. We have two formats available, 764 as shown here, which is great for a narrow entrance where there's a few windows around and you need a little bit of light and also maybe some visibility to the outside. And we also have the full light side light, 13 by 79, which looks amazing paired with a full Oso slab and maybe a pull bar. It looks really, really slick and contemporary. This combination looks best in black. It's just the perfect choice, or other dark neutral colors. And sleek urban look fits with contemporary style architecture, multi-residential projects as shown here, but can also create really surprising, unique entrances in a renovation context. I've seen some renovated houses with Oso doors. So Oso doors in a more classic home, people have done some really interesting things with that. So in 2019, we launched 2 new slabs in the design collection, the first being Era. And Era has an asymmetrical design. Like Oso and Linea, it's made to leave, it leaves room for a 764 door glass or a pull bar. And because of the angular shapes of the embossings, Era fits really well with the style of mid-century bungalows. So these houses are amazing. They're amazing to renovate, and we needed products that could do them justice. So Era is definitely one of them. So in a vibrant color with bold handle and finish, you give Era a really fun retro look, but in a black or in a dark neutral, Era can also be really serious and sleek. The second slab released in 2019 is the Tau. Tau is much like our Vogue model, except it has more curves in the embossings and they're bigger. So they're easier to see from far, which is an advantage to some over the Vogue door. We have this one available in 8 foot, and the bottom of the door is left free to accessorize with a kick plate. And this door looks really great, flanked by tons of glass, huge glass side lights, transoms. This is a really good choice for that. Our line of decorative accents, so we had 3 models in the past, and now we've expanded that to 8 models. And we've also redesigned the product completely. It used to be in stainless steel, and now it's made of aluminum. And there's a brush pattern on it that looks like stainless steel, but it is called Alunox, and it's not a mechanical process. So that brings a lot of advantages. The first being there's no corrosion, no oxidation, and because it's not scratched in, it doesn't leave any fingerprints. So we really have a maintenance-free product now. We've made them thicker. They have a beveled contour, so it looks like a more value-added product. It's a little better to look at, and it fits a little better with the angles of the embossings in our design slabs. And we have a bunch of new models, which I'll show you. We have some new models that actually integrate directly into the embossings on our doors. And to people who've already installed these on Uno slabs, they've been really, really excited to see this because it's a lot easier to install. You can install without a template. And it creates a better integration with the design collection doors and will value added sales for these doors, which are already value added. On to the models. So we have a model available for the Mundo door, 9 lines. And these integrate directly into the embossing. There's one for the Era door. Vogue, we had an existing model. The new one fits inside the embossing and looks really great. Also to note about these products is that these can be applied to the inside as much as the outside. If someone wants to add that to make it a central part of their decor on the inside, there's no problem. You just need a second kit. We have a new model for the Uno door, which spans the width of the door. You have to pay close attention to the handle positioning on this one, but with the pull bar, as you can see, you can really play around with different length pull bars and do something really cool with that. These look best on dark doors, so black or dark neutrals. Also, we've released a new model that spans the width of the door. So there's 2 inserts that, there's 2 accents that go on either side of the embossing. To make room for all of these shiny new products, we've had to discontinue a few products this year. Gothic, Alesso, Beethoven, Cosmopolitan, a silk screen pattern that was available for Q470, which wasn't very popular, the Matteo. We've also stopped offering fiberglass doors and discontinued the Prestige frame. Another new product that's still making its way to market is our high performance system, which you've likely already heard about. The design for this product is based on the doors we were already making for the European market, which have a step in them, like in the photo you can see here. And the defining feature of this product is the air seal that spans that spans the perimeter of the door in an unbroken loop. And along with other components that have been improved, this system offers better resistance, enhanced insulation, greater comfort, improved water tightness, almost perfect, almost no air infiltration, and unrivaled performance in every metric that was measured. We have many models available for this door construction, and as the product gains popularity, we'll likely expand that as much as possible. Side lights are now available. And in order to help with the integration of this product into your product lines, Novatech is there to help. You can get the assistance of our R&D team with system drawings, product development support, and we can give you access to a laboratory for testing and development. So that's it for our new products for 2020.
Pat, you're muted.
Well, I better unmute myself before I start talking, right, Charles?
That would help.
That is very helpful. Listen, you're obviously you guys are really pushing the envelope on the designs. Everything looks great. You guys ship these things all over the country, all over the world. Give me a sense of what some of the regional preferences are that you see out there. What are there different areas of the country or the world that like different things more than others?
Absolutely. Atlantic Canada with waterfront properties, they'll be a lot more conservative. They'll like things more stained glass, more intricate designs. And then in Quebec, that's where all of the contemporary stuff comes out as much as possible. Right. It's all of these, right. Azure, Zenith. We've got our design collection slabs. And then as you get further to the west, Ontario is on board with the contemporary style, but as you get further west, it kind of tapers off, and we're back into classic style. So, that's why we develop for all of these styles, and we try to make sure that we have a product for everybody.
Yeah. Even as you go west and north in Ontario, I bet it starts to taper off pretty.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're going back
leave the metropolitan area,
yeah,
definitely. And the same phenomenon in the States. On the eastern seaboard towards the north, we see some contemporary, and then as we get further, there's a lot of classic. The preferences are a bit different.
Question here: what jam depths can we get the NHP system in?
The system was developed for 7 1/4, but jam depths are, if you're going to develop your own system to go with our slab, then that's really up to each manufacturer to work out.
Right. You can get it done whichever way you want.
Exactly.
Hardware options, basically whatever you put on there. You guys have do you have anybody you prefer to work with, or is it just pretty much whatever the pre-hanger likes?
For the NHP door specifically?
Yeah.
Since the door is thicker, you need extension kits on certain handles, and I know that some manufacturers they're harder to get a hold of. So you just have to make sure that the manufacturer offers the extension kit that will work. Yeah, and I think we have a technical bulletin for that on our customer center, if I'm not mistaken.
So just so you know, Pat, we have a couple minutes left. We have a question in the Q&A, and we have a question in the chat. So the one in the chat is, how about BC? Are products available there?
Yes.
In BC, yes. Okay.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah, we have a rep we have a few reps actually who can work in BC.
Great.
Their website says they're going to Mexico, so if they can get to Mexico, they can probably get to BC. Yeah. And Europe too, right?
Europe too. Yeah, we have some plants in Europe.
Yeah.
We supply France and Germany.
Oh yeah. Well, although that might be closer than BC, but anyway.
Yeah.
And also,
Just another one there. Yep.
yeah, just a follow-up question on this one. Are the modern designs popular there in BC?
Yes,
Yes.
actually, yes.
Good.
What's great about the modern designs is that they're unique to Novatech. So, they're harder to find with other manufacturers. So that's kind of a way to gain market shares is by offering unique designs.
Okay. And Pat, we had another question if you want to ask it.
We have some guy called Terry, who I suspect is in BC, asking if these are available in 1 3/4 inch and or 2 1/4 inch thick panels.
All of our standard slabs are 1 3/4, and the 2 1/4 it's just the NHP.
Okay. Okay. There you go. Well, you guys have got a great range of stuff there, and there's thanks from the best coast comes in from Terry. Yeah, you know how that is. And they would be contemporary in BC, I would think, especially in the Vancouver area. Victoria would probably like that kind of thing. I don't know once you start getting up the coast though, you'd probably be back there. Who knows?
Not sure. What I'm hearing is that 8-foot doors are really popular out there.
Yeah.
And contemporary looking 8-foot doors, so full 2280 glass. So that's why we're kind of pushing out into more design collection slabs that are 8-foot high.
Yeah, well, they grow them tall in BC, so that's that's pretty much what you're gonna get. Fantastic. Well, is that pretty close to our time, Stefan? Anything else coming in? Yeah. Okay.
No, I mean, just another last thanks to today's sponsor, today's presentations. Maybe just a word to say that we'll have another supplier showcase like this tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. So we had a lot of demand. So I think the one for tomorrow is like 2 hours. So I will invite everyone to join in and to attend because
I'll make sure I have a coffee.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got that. We had Stefan, pretty close to 100 people hanging in there for a lot of these, and I think it's been great. I thanks a lot, Charles. That was a neat presentation. We don't get to talk enough about trends, and so that's this thing everybody needs to know about, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, thanks for having me. I really appreciate the opportunity.
Sure. And just as a note, I just noticed it's Wednesday, so the next presentation's on Wednesday.
Oh, Wednesday.
So, well, thanks a lot again, and Pat, maybe you get the last word, and we'll go on this one.
Well, the last word is thanks again to ScreenCo and Quanix as sponsors of the summer conference for sure. Well, what's up next for us, Stefan? Are we swinging straight into another meeting or?
Sure. Yeah. So we're going into the Technical Services Committee. So always.
Oh, that riveting stuff, guys! Everybody get in for the Technical Services Committee. You are missing. Charles, you'll be in on that, right?
No, I'm afraid not.
No, you won't. No. Okay.
Well,
he has to miss it.
It's not a mistake on my part. It's the Manufacturers Council, actually.
Oh, it's the Manufacturers Council. Okay,
yeah.
Okay. So that is the good stuff.
I think I'll print a schedule and put it in front of me.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay, well, so that's it.
Yeah, listen, thanks so much, everybody. Manufacturing Council starts at 1 o'clock then, or 3 o'clock Eastern time, right, Stefan?
Yes.
We'll see you back. Well, you won't see me, but I'll be listening off in the dark somewhere. But you'll see Stefan again at that time. But thanks again, Charles, and
thank you.
Take care, everybody.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.